There are secrets buried beneath royal walls, whispers that never reach the light of day. In palaces where gold shines, shadows also walk silently. Tonight, I'll tell you one such secret, a story that lived only in my heart for decades. I am George Finn, the Royal Gardener, and this is the truth I was never allowed to speak. If you love royal mysteries and untold stories, don't forget to subscribe to Crown Secrets. Now, let's move toward today's story. My name is George Finn. I was only 17 when I first entered the royal gardens of Windsor Manor, young, quiet, and eager to serve. The garden was vast, filled with roses that smelled of heaven, lilies that glowed under moonlight, and fountains that sang the softest tunes of water. For over 50 years I worked there, pruning, planting, watering, and watching seasons come and go. I saw kings grow old, queens fade into silence, and princes become ghosts of their own pride. But one night, one single night, changed everything. It was late autumn. The wind was cold, whispering through the tall oaks that lined the palace garden. The moon hid behind clouds, and the air smelled like rain and forgotten perfume. I had stayed back that evening to trim the roses near the eastern fountain. The queen was to walk the garden the next morning, and she loved her flowers to bloom perfectly. The other workers had left. I was alone, or so I thought. Then I heard it. A woman's scream. Not a cry of pain, but of terror, sharp, sudden, and heartbreaking. It came from the far end of the garden, near the old marble fountain, the one no one dared go near. I froze. My heart hammered like a drum. For a moment, I thought it might be an animal, a fox or a bird. But then came a second sound, a sob, soft, human. I picked up my lantern and started walking toward the fountain. The path was slippery, leaves rustled under my boots, and the air grew colder with every step. The closer I got, the stronger a strange scent became, jasmine mixed with something metallic. When I reached the fountain, I saw something that made my blood run cold. The water wasn't clear. It was red, dark red. And there beside the fountain lay a woman in a long white gown, her hair spread like black silk over the marble. Her face was pale, almost glowing under the weak lantern light. I rushed forward. "Madam, are you all right?" I whispered. She didn't answer. Her lips moved, but no sound came out. Only tears rolled down her cheeks. Then I saw her hands, trembling, cold, clutching a small golden locket. I knelt beside her. The locket had the royal insignia engraved, the emblem of the late Queen Eleanor. My heart stopped. This woman wasn't a servant. She was the Queen herself. She looked at me, eyes wide, filled with horror, and whispered, "George, don't tell anyone, please." Before I could speak, she fainted. I didn't know what to do. I wanted to call the guards, but her words echoed in my mind. "Don't tell anyone." I lifted her slightly. The fountain water had splashed on her gown. Beneath her, the marble was cracked, and through the cracks I could see something shining. I moved a piece of stone away. Beneath it lay a silver box, small but beautifully carved. I opened it, and inside were letters, sealed with wax. Each bore the initials KL. I had no idea what they meant, but I knew one thing. This wasn't an accident. Someone had hurt the Queen. Someone powerful. I heard footsteps, heavy boots approaching fast. I blew out my lantern and hid behind the rose bushes. 2 guards entered. One of them whispered, "She's here. His Majesty said no one should see her like this." The other replied, "Then bury it, like the others." Like the others. That line still haunts me. I watched as they lifted the Queen and carried her toward the old tunnel beneath the fountain, a tunnel I never knew existed. The fountain's base opened like a secret door. They disappeared inside. When they were gone, I came out, trembling. The silver box was still in my hand. I hid it beneath a rose bush, the same bush that still blooms redder than any other in the garden. Years passed. The king died mysteriously months later. No one ever spoke of the Queen again. The new rulers filled the palace with laughter and new music, but the garden always kept its silence. And I never told a soul. Until tonight. Because last night I heard it again. That same scream, coming from the same fountain. When I went there, the fountain was still, but in the moonlight I saw a figure, a woman in white, walking slowly toward the roses. Her gown brushed the ground, leaving no footprints. She turned and looked at me. It was her, Queen Eleanor. She smiled faintly and whispered, "Thank you, George." And then she vanished into the mist. I fell to my knees. The next morning, I found the silver box lying on the fountain's edge, open, empty. Inside, only one thing remained, a note written in elegant handwriting. Truth buried in silence will always bloom again, like your roses. If you enjoyed this mysterious royal story, make sure to like this video and subscribe to Crown Secrets. We'll meet again tomorrow with another royal mystery. Until then, goodbye and Allah Hafiz.